Hello and welcome to another reading of the Destiny audio Grimoire. Today we're going to finish out the inventory items, which means heavy weapons as well as the damage types, guardian vehicles, and the economy related items. I hope you guys get something for your theories and kind of just sit back, relax, and enjoy what you hear. Otherwise, I think this will be the last one before we get into some of the bigger, heavy-handed stuff. Can't wait for that. Rocket launchers. Rocket launchers have a limited, devastating payload that provides an excellent countermeasure to heavily armored ground forces and combat vehicles. There is no better battlefield equalizer. Skilled users often aim for the ground beneath nimble targets. Gjallarhorn. If there is beauty in destruction, why not also in its delivery? Faisal Crux. The Gjallarhorn shoulder-mounted rocket system was forged from the armor of guardians who fell at the Twilight Gap. Gifted to the survivors of that terrible battle, the Gjallarhorn is seen as a symbol of honor and survival. Truth is where you seek it. Lomar. Truth is a cutting-edge rocket launcher developed by Crux Lomar. Smart warheads calculate and understand the user's intent upon firing. There may have been a time when warfare in the solar system was dominated by lightning-quick AI weapons and swarms of autonomous munitions. If so, that time has passed. The Traveler's Light has given rise to an age of heroes with undreamt power. But there is still a place for cleverly designed machines, and as the city's foundries reclaim the technical prowess of the Golden Age, our machines will become cleverer still. Dragon's Breath. Burn the world. Burn it all. From the labs of Faisal Crux and Victor Lomar comes another shoulder assault offering built to match the incendiary fury of a legendary beast, or at least classic depictions of it. Carrying 3 rockets, each equipped with solar flare detonators, its power is believed to far outmatch those of the mythical flying monster. But we're still hoping an actual showdown between the two will put an end to that argument. Machine guns. The machine gun is an unapologetic weapon of war. Its ability to carry and process large quantities of high-caliber ammunition allows for sustained, focused attacks, making them ideal for the suppression and/or annihilation of hostile forces. Thunderlord. They rest quiet on fields afar, for this is no ending but the eye. Hymn of the Thunderlord. Customized with an experimental induction core, the Thunderlord is a heavy machine gun built for the delivery of sustained punishment. The weapon's history and mechanism are both shrouded in ritualistic awe. Each round fired is another word in the legend, and the guardians who bear the Thunderlord will be immortalized in song. Super good advice. This weapon is full of it. This machine gun's incredible mechanism hints at the wonders of Golden Age technology. Smart rounds report their trajectories to the weapon, and a micro-transmat protocol recalls missed shots directly to the magazine. Engineers decry the idea that all smart systems spontaneously develop personalities and awareness, but it seems undeniable that super good advice manifests personality, memory, and a certain sass. The truth may lie in the weapon's connection to the legendary hunter Pahanin, who witnessed the fall of Kabir and became terrified of traveling alone. TNemesis Star. What is the answer when the question is extinction? Who or what is the weapons foundry known as Nadir? Where did it come from? And is the foundry's name a commentary on its own quality or that of its rivals? An expression of fatalism? An inside joke? Do these questions matter next to a weapon as powerful as the TNemesis Star? Abbadon. I am one with the flame, the conflagration reborn. I am your funeral pyre. Anthem of the Abbadon. A variant of the Thunderlord outfitted with a prototype fusion modulation device, the Abbadon is built for rapid domination of the enemy. Its mechanism is a delicate balance of barely contained power and brute force. Every round it fires contains the potency of a sun. Nova Mortis. From the space between I come. Fragments of stars burn in my footsteps. In my hands I hold death. Song of the Nova Mortis. Before he died on the moon, the Titan who wielded the first Thunderlord created 2 variants of the mighty weapon. Nova Mortis harnesses the power of the Void. Notes found on the original schematic for Nova Mortis reveal its creator worried the weapon was as dangerous to its wielder as it was to those in its sights. Swords. There is no grace in their making, but we can change that. Lord Shaxx. History might come to call it the Great Hive War, but others will remember it as the day the swords came to the city. Luckily, Lord Shaxx's skills and research in all matters of swordplay will help ease this new age of weaponry into the Guardian fold. Boltcaster. Excerpt of a missive from Lord Shaxx to the Tower Cryptarchy. There must be a way to imbue it with light. That is Ikora's theory. How glad I would be of her help, but her eyes are occupied with other trials. Perhaps if I folded another substance into the blade, one that is forged in light, it might imprint upon the malleable hadium, share its attributes. But what substance? Ghosts are out of the question. Spin metal is in the blade already, but its arc was too diffuse to move the hadium. Is there a way to refine spin metal, distill it to its core elements? I have little gift for the science of this, but my resolve will not be thwarted. Maybe the Cryptarchs can advise. Raze-Lighter. Next order of business. The growing city foundries. Bang! What madness is this? Lord Shaxx, the consensus did not... We barely eked out victory at Burning Lake, and now you think we're ready to attack the moon? We're preparing... Did you not read my report from Burning Lake? About the Hive's weapons? Those swords, they're like nothing we've ever... Lord Shaxx, Zavala, you can't think this is wise. We need to examine these swords, train against them. That is a matter for the consensus to decide, old friend. Dark Drinker. Draw close now. Closer. Yes. Let me tell you why you should not fear Willbreaker, the Sword of Oryx. Firstly, its blade is not dulled by age. Each death it trades for life hones its edge, gives it weight and gravitas and insistence within the vortex of its own totality. Nextly, Willbreaker transcends liminality. Willbreaker demands a subjugation more diffuse than the simple snick and smash of a physical brink. It does not have to touch you to wound you. And lastly, this is critical, to be taken in Willbreaker's grasp is to know true bliss. That is, to be simplified. That is, to be reduced to one's most basic level, shredding all higher order thoughts of fear, of duty, of selfishness. That is, to feel only pain. Now do you see? Now do you understand what you've done? The Young Wolf's Howl. To the first of the new Iron Lords, Lord Saladin. This is more than a weapon. Forged by Lord Saladin within the hallowed halls of the Iron Temple, this sword was intended for you and none other. When you wield it, its burning flames represent the bright light of your valor and the all-consuming sacrifice that you have promised to make, should you be called to it. Take up this blade, and teach your enemies to fear the Young Wolf's Howl. Damage types. Arc. A spark can give life, or take it. The universe is defined by fundamental forces. Complex matter is bound together by deep forces, and in the study of this binding lies the secret of arc light. Solar. Sometimes the only answer is to burn it all away. The universe is defined by fundamental forces. Energy is carried by quanta, tiny messengers of change. In the understandings of these messengers lies the secret of solar light. Void. It's fitting, then, that we have weaponized the unknown. The universe is defined by fundamental forces. Beneath the world of light and matter lies the vacuum, and the vast dark secrets that it contains. In the understanding of this vacuum lies the secret of Void Light. Guardian ships. It is not enough to defend the city. We must reclaim the stars. A rare and precious commodity, the jump ships utilized by Guardians are cobbled together from the salvaged wreckage of interplanetary ships built long ago. Only in recent years have the Tower's shipwrights begun working to build new hulls from the keel up. The city's factions are also keen to develop flight capability, whether through salvage or their own shipbuilding projects. Today, it falls upon each individual Guardian to find and maintain their own craft. Those skilled enough to acquire a ship with off-world capabilities join the front line in the long war to retake what is ours. Sparrow. The shortest distance between 2 points is full throttle. The Sparrow is a single-passenger all-terrain thrust bike with one purpose: moving from objective to objective with unmatched speed. Quick, quiet, and simple to transmat, Sparrows enjoy surpassing popularity among Guardians working in the field. Lysander's Cry. Each Guardian wants something. Greater speed, a rare weapon, a secret. Learn what it is. Use it. Lysander. According to the Hidden in the wilderness beyond the city, Lysander rallies his supporters and plots his return. Some whisper of sympathizers in the Tower and hidden gifts for Guardians who honor him. Guardian Economy. Glimmer. The programmable matter called Glimmer serves as one of the city's basic currencies. With the right inputs and an energy source, Glimmer can be transmuted into nearly anything. This makes it precious to the city's industries and artisans. That value, in turn, makes Glimmer a useful means of exchange, especially with those who venture beyond the city's walls. Glimmer passes through an economic life cycle. New Glimmer comes from reclaimed Golden Age caches and technology, whether a tiny mechanism or an underground lode seeded by ancient machines. This expansion of the Glimmer supply drives down the value of Glimmer. But Glimmer is also constantly used by the city's industries, which converts it into necessary components and materials. This sink helps keep Glimmer scarce, and therefore valuable. Between this inflow and outflow lies the pool of liquidity, Glimmer used as trade currency. Master Howl in the Tower, for example, sells recovered matter engrams in exchange for Glimmer, since he knows he can use Glimmer to acquire new engrams and keep them flowing to Guardians. Newborn Guardians often complain that they should be issued high-quality gear for free. Are they not, after all, fighting for the future of the city? Unfortunately, this gear requires resources to manufacture. Guardians must bring in enough Glimmer and other staples, like spin metal and relic iron, to keep the engines of the city's economy turning. If good times lead to a resource boom, that surplus may help mass-produce advanced gear. Vanguard Marks. When a terrible threat rises, Guardians look to the Vanguard, the closest thing they have to a command structure. These elite veterans coordinate the reports of roaming hunters, the analyses of cloistered warlocks, and the instincts of grizzled titans into a single plan of action. And when Guardians fight as part of that plan, the Vanguard rewards them. Vanguard Marks are tokens of favor that earn a trusted Guardian access to the Tower's armories. Listen carefully to the rumblings of Lord Shaxx, and you might come to believe that this system was meant to keep vital warfighting supplies from being wasted in the Crucible. Talk to Commander Zavala, and he will reassure you that the Vanguard Mark system exists for one reason: to get the best equipment into the hands of those who get the best results. Guardians eager to win Vanguard Marks would do well to participate in strike missions organized by the Vanguard. Crucible Marks. The Crucible is a program of relentless live-fire training, hardening Guardians for battles to come. Competition thrives on risk and reward, so Lord Shaxx has seen fit to dispense Crucible Marks to those who excel. Guardians with a name in the Crucible can spend these marks on elite gear. Shaxx considers it fitting that the best should earn the best. The city's factions, fond of using the Crucible as an arena to advance their own interests, will also accept Crucible Marks in exchange for their equipment. Guardians eager to win Crucible Marks should fight in the Crucible, with particular attention to those challenges Lord Shax deems important. Motes of Light. The Speaker has no interest in Glimmer, Marks, or the other currencies of the Tower's military functions, but he happily accepts these motes, points of light willed into being by an exercise of a mighty Guardian's power. Some say they will one day become the souls of new ghosts. Others believe they feed the intricate machinery that the Speaker tends. Whatever the case, the Speaker will happily reward donors with patterns and signs from his collection, more out of gratitude than any mercantile impulse. Strange coins. Each coin rings with a faint, sharp hush, as if it has touched the sounds around it with the edge of silence. These could buy incredible things in the right hands. Whispers say the faceless creature who sometimes comes to the tower covets them above all else. Upgrade materials. As Guardians buy or salvage new equipment, they learn to tinker and improve. This work requires Glimmer and other materials. Some can be recycled from unneeded gear. Titans favor plasteel, which can be found by disassembling old equipment. Hunters unspool discarded armor into sapphire wire. Warlocks extract hadronic essence from dismantled fieldweave robes. And any Guardian with a sense for weaponry can dismantle old ordnance into weapon parts. Other materials need to be scavenged on site, generally in the presence of Other materials need to be scavenged on site, generally in the course of patrols. The Cosmodrome in Old Russia is rich with spin metal, a fantastically light and strong composite created by rogue colonies of Golden Age machinery that escaped storage. Solar coil systems on the moon still generate helium filaments. The baffling, possibly Vex-influenced flora of Venus grows spirit blooms, and the surface of Mars offers deposits of ultra-dense relic iron. The most powerful Guardian equipment transcends ordinary science, entering the realm of Golden Age secrets and the Traveler's power itself. This war gear demands ascendant energy and ascendant shards, burning fragments of the universal fundament earned through mighty acts of heroism. Look for them in daily story challenges and raids. Eververse. I like your style, Fenchurch. Have you ever considered selling any of these? No? Well, I think the people need to see your work, Fen. I really do. Listen, I have an idea. Tess Everest. Tess Everest is always on the lookout for new opportunities. So when she crossed paths with the infamously eccentric artist, designer, explorer, and guardian who became known as Fenchurch Everest, Tess knew an opportunity when she saw it. He brings the creative flair, roving the planetary wastes, gathering rare antiquities, crafting vibrantly new pieces, sharing new customs and techniques. She handles everything else, from business to marketing to managing the often wayward talent. Tess brokers Fenchurch's unique finds and offerings to Guardians of the Tower under the banner of the Eververse Trading Company. Dealing exclusively in a rare awoken cryptocurrency called silver, Eververse is the first major merchant in the city that is unapologetically dedicated to style above substance. In a society racked by near constant war, Tess believes beauty for beauty's sake is a revolutionary idea. Silver. Old Neville here woke me in the Martian wastes, utterly alone, with nothing but our wits, and a lone silvered coin buried in the sand beside me. This very coin, in fact. What could it signify? A mysterious message? A sign of royal birthright? A key to some ancient puzzle? For all my many adventures, this answer yet eludes me. What's that? Fenchurch Everest. Long before the collapse, the reef settlements used a currency commonly known as silver, coins with engram-like qualities which could be digitally signed with an individual person's key. Tess Everest, born in the city after her parents fled the reef, counts among her most prized possessions an old silver coin that belonged to her reef-born grandmother. As the silver was cryptographically unique, she was stunned to meet an awoken warlock named Fenchurch, who possessed around his neck a silver coin of his own, signed with the exact same key as Tess's. Like all Guardians, Fenchurch has no memories before the first time his ghost resurrected him. But their silver coin's shared origin leads Tess and Fenchurch to suspect that they are related. Fenchurch instantly took to thinking of Tess as a long-lost niece, even assuming her surname, Everest. Tess loves the silver that her new partnership with Fenchurch brings, but though she'd never admit it, she secretly values her newfound family even more. Chroma. It's not just about how you fight, it's about how you look. Tess Everest. Eververse is proud to introduce Chroma. This Golden Age lighting technique was recently rediscovered by no other than Everest's Chief Creative Officer, Fenchurch Everest. Using multi-channel heatsinks to accentuate Guardian weapons and armor, Chroma is a style for the fearlessly fashionable. Okay, and that's going to do it for everything in terms of the economy and all of the lead-up for most of the big lore here. I think really aside from most of the enemies and some of the stuff they're in, most of the other cards are going to be much longer in length, and I might have to see how I break them down. That said, our first major big story will be next time when we talk about Last Word and Thorn. Hope you guys are ready for that one, if you haven't reviewed that one lately. Anyway, to all those out there, to everybody that decided to listen so far, thank you for doing so, and I'll see you next space time. Take care.